And now Stinker Madness brings you Not Without My Skateboard. I'm Jackie.
Don't know what this is, but I know what cleaning the orbs is, if you know what I mean. I'm Justin.
Actually, cleaning the cube is an inverse coefficient of potential energy over starting kinetic energy plus flare divided by possible shit eaten equals maximum achievable NAR. I am Sam, and this is Gleaming the Cube on Stinker Madness.
Hello and welcome to Stinker Madness, the podcast about bad movies for bad movie lovers. I'm your host Justin. With me are always Sam and Jackie, and I mean it this time. We got some new microphones. Hopefully that'll make things sound a little bit better. We're using the same microphones that Sam has been using and recommended last week. These Samson, I think he just likes the name, Go Mics.
The Samson Go Mic. And at this point, if it works out, they probably ought to start paying us.
Sam has stake in Samson, the mic company, and Samsonite, the luggage company, and because of his name. Get it, guys? It's Sam. He's an egotist about his name.
Yeah. So, do you remember when I got this?
Yeah.
You do?
Okay. No, I was making fun of you being like, yeah,
Samson.
I don't care about you.
About that.
All
My
right.
story's more interesting.
All right.
I got this when we were still doing the football show, when we were going to do the Out on the Street segment.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And they have not changed the model in that many years, so it must be pretty good.
Must be doing something right, yeah.
I like it because it's small, and I got to put my little muffle thing on top of it, which looks like I killed some kind of animal.
Yeah.
Chinchilla.
Yeah, it's
It does kind of look like a chinchilla. It's like gray and furry, and I'm like, yeah, I'm looking at myself, looking at you two, and I'm like, yeah, that's right. I look fucking rad. Maybe we should start like having, like little snippets on the website of how awesome and hungover I look every Sunday. I could wear a crown.
Okay.
And then somebody's going to be like, wow. And then we could have like this little scale that's like the hammered shit look for 1 through 5. How hammered shit does everybody look on a Sunday afternoon?
I think I actually look pretty good. I feel fine.
You got a dino shirt on. It's nice.
Yeah, we went and saw Jurassic World Dominion today, as I like to call it, Dominion, because it was dumb.
Spoiler alert for everyone. The best part is at the end when the geese team up with the pterodactyls, because we all know that geese are bastards and that they like to attack people. So, of course, they teamed up with some deadly birds.
Yeah. It's a don't for me, just to get that out of the way. If we were to do an episode on it, we would have talked about basically anything else because it was hella boring. So, but the kid loved it. So, got that.
Was there at least plenty of dinos?
Yeah, there was more dinos than normal. It was chock full of dinos.
New dinos that had bird feathers.
Mm-hmm.
So like scary dinosaurs with bird feathers.
Yeah, because I guess they finally said, let's try to science this up a little. Like, I don't know.
No,
Whatever.
it's all about the action figures, Justin.
Yeah,
Come on.
right. But wouldn't bird feathers make it harder to sell action figures than just rubber dino-shaped toys?
Yeah, the rubber dino-shaped toys are pretty easy to make.
Yeah.
Little floppers.
Right. I mean,
get them for like 63 cents.
But those are going to be the collectible ones later, because just like in He-Man, Masters of the Universe, the Sorceress, also bird-feathered gentleman, was one of the most popular ones. And that Condor Man bird.
I think it was had nothing to do with her feathers. I think it had to do with the fact that she didn't wear pants.
None of them wore pants. The only one that ever covered her crotch was the Queen.
Teela wore pants.
No, she didn't.
She didn't wear pants.
Nope. Nobody did.
No pants.
I mean, She-Ra had a skirt, but Adora, no pants.
No pants.
You know who wasn't invited to the pants party? All of Eternia.
Yeah. Because they didn't wear pants. There was no pants in Eternia.
Well, the King and Queen covered up their junk, but everybody else, nope. Junk hanging out.
No, they didn't. The last time they had their junk uncovered, Prince Adam came out and they're like, we gotta cover this junk up. That guy sucks.
Never again. Hashtag.
And then Orko came along and he's like, I just like dresses.
Yeah, I don't even wear drawers.
I don't even have a torso.
Right? I'm flying eyeballs.
That's right.
All right, Gleaming the Cube from 1989, currently streaming on Amazon Prime, starring one Christian Slater, with, I would also say starring Tony Hawk. He had 5 or 6 lines.
Yeah, I think he's like 7th or 8th in billing.
Yeah. Then the other guy, the cop, Scott Bagger.
Stephen Bauer.
Okay.
Introducing Stinker Madness to a new achievable level of maximum suck.
Stephen Bauer.
His faces in the car chase scene at the end are incredible.
Pretty tasty. What can you tell us about Gleaming the Cube, Sam?
Oh, well, I'll tell you a few things since you asked. My middle name is Sam this week. Christian Slater is very young looking. I had a hard time identifying Tony Hawk at first, and then I saw this little pimple-faced kid behind Christian Slater, and I was like, oh my god, that's Tony Hawk! Like, I was expecting him to look a little more mature like he does now, but no, he looked really super young, like maybe he was 14?
18.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah, I watched some featurettes and some Tony Hawk stuff about this movie afterwards, and he was talking to Christian Slater about it. I'll start there. Apparently, Tony Hawk and Christian Slater are pretty good friends from the seeing of it. Yes, this is not a very old. It was a 10-year-old YouTube video when he started his YouTube channel, and it was probably one of the earlier ones. And they're just like having lunch, and you could tell that they like got a camera guy like do this real quick thing about Gleaming the Cube where they talk about it briefly, and then told that guy to fuck off and like went and did other stuff. And part of the interview was like, Tony Hawk's like, I didn't really like plays or whatever, but I went and saw I went to see you and One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest in London, and I was like, yeah, plays aren't that bad. And I'm like, you went to London to see Christian Slater and One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest? Are you guys best friends? You gotta be a bro. Like, would you guys see, if Christian Slater came to town, would you go see him? At the end of the interview where they're like telling the camera guy to fuck off because they got to go do awesome shit, he's like, yeah, man, we've been trying. Christian Slater goes, yeah, I know. We've been trying to get together for like a month. Month?
Yeah, what? I mean, there's a lot of guys that I like. I don't fly to London to see their plays. I might, if Bruce Campbell came to town and was Macbeth, I might do that, but Christian Slater, hell no.
Yeah, he's like, you went to see.
Not even if his dinger was out.
That would actually fall in the negative, Jackie. Yeah, I would go less.
Negative draw.
As a lady, sometimes the dingers will bring people in, but not even if his dinger was out would I fly to London to see it.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, it's almost like, oh, well, I was just in London, so I went to his play. What were you doing in London, Tony Hawk? I was visiting my friend Christian.
Right. Just so happened.
Sam, if you were in a play, I would come and see it.
Not in London.
Yeah, like in Boise.
Right. Well,
I don't think you're going to get to do that. It seems like Christian Slater does a play every 10 years or so. It's usually a big deal, and it's usually in a pretty good market. Like, despite the fact that we all probably can't stand the business too much, it's like, hey, I'm not Jack Nicholson. He's apparently a very accomplished actor. And in his filmography, I thought he fell off the side of the earth. He was doing, like, in 2012, 2013, when you thought he wouldn't exist, he was doing, like, 10 movies a year.
Okay.
Like, I kind of thought he did 21 Jump Street, and then he was
He wasn't even in that.
That's a different guy.
It's a different guy.
God.
That's Grieco and John Depp.
And and Peter DeLuise, I think.
Yeah. No.
Oh.
I don't think you know who Christian Slater is. How do you not know who Christian Slater is?
Cuffs?
Oh, no.
Yeah, are you thinking of Cuffs?
Him confused. I think I'm getting him confused with somebody else that I like more.
Huh. You think of
I
Heathers?
almost thought, is he in The Lost Boys? And I'm like, no, that's Kiefer Sutherland.
Yep.
Kiefer Sutherland also was not in 21 Jump Street.
Why is Christian Slater famous then? What was he in?
Heathers.
Oh, before that, he was in all sorts of shit. I think he was in Legend of Billie Jean, which Jackie still hasn't pulled the trigger on, and I will if you don't eventually.
Yeah.
I like it so much I have it on Blu-ray.
Well, thanks for spoiling it for me, Sam, because next week is my pick, and that's the movie.
Okay.
Oh, really? I don't know if it's streaming anywhere.
You have a
don't
copy
have
of
it on
I've
Blu-ray,
got a copy of
then
it. Yeah.
You'll have to rent it for probably $2.99.
Yeah, we'll get back to you on that. Christian Slater. What year was Robin Hood?
True Romance. That's the one you're missing.
True Romance. Okay. What year was Robin Hood? Is that
90-something? 3, we did that episode.
92, I want to say.
That was at the sort of peak of the Christian Slater being Christian Slater. He did all those, like... He had a shit pot full of those movies that were basically in slots where the Coreys would occupy it if they could do more movies.
Right. Yes.
And he did it for longer than the Coreys.
How old was he in this?
I'm thinking he was about 18.
Yeah.
They seem like they were
Pretty
about
young.
the same age. In the interview, he kind of glossed over that. I think he might be a year older or 2 years older than Tony Hawk, something like that. And then apparently he had to... Tommy Guerrero he didn't know how to skateboard.
Right.
And there was shots that he had to skateboard in it. So he basically did 6 hours a day learning to skateboard for 6 months to do this movie.
No, you wouldn't be bad.
He's like...
It's a lot of work.
Did everything, and Tony was like, I know it was like so hard watching that because like I've never seen anybody be forced to have to skateboard. It was like we just did it because we wanted to, and you're like, guys, I have to learn how to do this, and I suck at it. And he's like, I never learned to ollie.
I bet you in 6 months he could ollie.
No, he said that.
Oh no,
he's like, I could never figure out how to ollie.
It's a pretty important part of skateboarding.
Being upright and not eating shit's the most important part.
Step
I
2.
think Rodney Mullen's book is called How to How to Skateboard Your Whole Life and Not Die or something like that.
Okay, so who I thought Christian Slater was, I looked it up.
Uh-huh.
I thought he was Jonathan Brandis.
Okay.
Sequence?
Yeah, he's the, he died.
And that was like 10 years later.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he was friends with Punky Brewster. Anyway, I thought because of the hair and everything, and in a lot of the shots, he does look like Jonathan Brandis.
I think Jonathan Brandis looks kind of like him. Sort of a douchier version of Christian Slater, if you can imagine. And yes, I guess I'm speaking ill of the dead.
Right.
I think he was much handsomer than Christian Slater.
Right.
Okay. Army of one on that one.
Yeah, right. All right. What else, Sammy?
So the guy that wrote this also wrote The Player.
With what's his name?
Academy Award-winning movie that Tim Robbins.
Yeah, Tim Robbins. Yeah.
Robert Altman. It was his comeback film.
Wow. Okay.
But then he turned around and wrote Deep Impact, so I think he's mostly packed with stinkers.
Okay.
Yeah, Michael Tolkien.
Okay.
Graham Clifford's an Australian director that did mostly TV, and this movie among some other ones you haven't heard of, a couple of them that you haven't heard of. The most interesting thing, other than the Bones Brigade, because that's what we have to, I'll do the Bones Brigade first.
Okay.
So, we all know Stacy Peralta because of his documentary about himself and his friends that was called Dogtown and Z-Boys.
Well, two of us do.
I have no idea what the hell you're talking about.
Grand Jury at Sundance. Everybody watched Dogtown and Z-Boys. Jackie did not.
I didn't.
Okay. He's with George Powell, started Powell Peralta, and their first team was the next generation, the Bones Brigade, and this is sort of like 1.5 version of Bones Brigade by this point. But that's...
Wait, is this like coming in straight from hell from Bones Thugs and Harmony?
It is not the same thing at all.
No, different group of guys.
Okay. All right, okay.
See you at the crossroads.
So you won't be lonely.
Bone Thugs, they're from Cleveland. Did you know that? I'm like, no. What? Bone Thugs? It's like 2 times in my life somebody brings up that shit. I'm like, I kind of remember them too. Neat.
The Crossroads is actually just Indianapolis.
Yeah.
It's the railroad tracks.
Right.
Corner of Murray and 2nd. The bad part of town's sort of over there, I guess. But that first Peralta team he put together for Powell Peralta was the Bones Brigade, and that was all the skater stuntmen in this. I thought, and I still kind of think, some of the vert stuff, stunt doubles I thought I saw Tony Hawk's face on that, but apparently he was doubling so many other places when he was talking to Christian Slater about the doubling and how he ate some shit. He may have, because Mike McGill was the vert stunt double and the downhill stunt double for Christian Slater. He gets hit by a motorcycle and has to go to the hospital.
Ouch.
A lot of guys got hurt.
So whose blood was in the pool, the vacant pool?
The makeup department's.
The makeup department's blood was in the pool.
They didn't actually bash somebody's head against the wall for a comedy joke, honey.
You never know with this time period. It could be like, oh God, he fell. We're going to leave it in the movie.
Yeah, and then write a scene around it. No, or they could just put a little bit of paint on it.
I mean, look what they did during the Beastmaster. I'm not putting it past them.
I don't know. When they go underneath the semi, I'm like, how did they do that? That mat work looked incredible. There's no way. No, Gator Rogowski fucking skated underneath the moving semi.
Really?
Yeah, Mark Rogowski. That guy's badass.
Wow. That's it.
Bones Brigade.
I thought that was mat work. That there was no
It
way.
was not. It was real.
Huh. How about that?
How about that?
See, and then you were like, there's no blood in the pool. The guy's not flying under a semi.
The guy that looked worse than Mike McGill, of course, we will remember him as the progenitor of the McTwist. Mm-hmm. The guy that looked worst in the Christian Slater wig was definitely Rodney Mullen. It didn't fit his head. And there's no way to mistake him, because I didn't even have to look that up. I was like, that's fucking Rodney Mullen.
That's what I said, too, because he was doing all sorts of manuals at that point. I was like, that's Rodney Mullen.
Yeah.
And I made the comment, oh, they couldn't get his wig to go in the proper direction, because the entire movie, his hair is up. Mm-hmm. And in that shot, his hair has a huge bang going down.
Yeah, it just... Because he's moving so fast, Jackie. Wigs can't keep up. It's physics.
Or somebody put the curler in wrong and was like, nobody will notice.
I think maybe they had to glue it to his head to keep it on.
Right, yeah.
And the glue had adverse effects to the fluff.
Rodney Mullen don't do wigs.
Yeah. Anyway, I won't mention the rest of the Bones Brigade. That's... extracurricular reading for the listeners. Mm-hmm. The two guys that were actors that were accomplished, or at least veteran guys who knew how to skate, veteran skaters possibly, would be Max Pellich, the best friend that has the most of the lines. Mm-hmm. He already knew how to skate, did all of his own skating. And
that's
then
the kid that was in the bunker, right?
Yeah, the guy that slept in the fallout shelter.
Yeah, okay.
That's like... You couldn't be more Thrasher magazine than that guy right there.
Absolutely. Hell yeah.
That is some fucking 1980s skateboarding shit. They did not fuck up the skateboarding, other than I would say most of the time they're riding those downhill fishtail boards, and almost everybody had converted to a freestyle board by this point, which is the current board that all people still ride. Mm-hmm. And they were writing freestyles in the vertical sequences.
Well, and not to mention that they stole that Back to the Future move where, you grab onto the back of a bus and get a free ride.
Yeah,
I mean, they did that like several times, and I'm like, Back to the Future!
Nobody had ever done that before Marty McFly, Jackie. Nobody.
It was the skateboarding people that had done that.
That's how you get around frickin' Venice.
The other guy I forgot to mention... would be one Christian Jacobs did some skateboarding. I think he may have had a line or just appeared in several shots. Christian Jacobs will go on to found the Aquabats.
Huh.
Yeah, how about that?
What the hell is the Aquabats?
What the fuck? Where have you been? Under a rock?
Getting an education.
She was listening to Limp Bizkit at that time, Sam.
Crazy Town?
Yeah, Crazy Town.
They were around. They would tour with the Real Big Fish. It was a ska band.
Ska band.
They had a fucking show. Ska. They had a show on Nickelodeon.
I don't like ska.
I think
and I don't watch Nickelodeon.
A different show on Nickelodeon.
Well, I don't like Crazy Town, so how about you take a hike, Buster?
I don't know. Were there any wieners involved? I mean, I probably would have watched if there was a wiener involved, but no, there's not a wiener. I'm probably not going to watch it.
I think there was like 6 wieners involved in the Aquabats. They just
6 to 8 probably, but they didn't pull their wieners out because most of the fans were 14-year-old girls.
And they were musicians.
Yeah, like, why I got into Jane's Addiction is I saw this picture on the internet of him at a concert with a sock over his wiener, and I'm like, maybe I could go to that concert and the sock will fall off.
Oh, that's the Red Hot Chili Peppers album
Jesus
cover.
Christ.
No, it's not. No, it's not. You look it up. Jane's Addiction, and he's got sock
I'm not
over
even
going to
bother. I was there.
God damn
in
it.
the 90s.
And I was like, maybe it'll fall off if I go to this concert.
Guys, we got to take a time out. I got to beat my head against the wall for a little bit. Just right through the drywall. Just bash. God damn it, Jackie.
Good luck with that.
Well, here's
the
some
drywall here is made out of money.
Here's some fun Hollywood history then.
Okay.
I don't know if you noticed the production company was Gladden Entertainment. They did.
Yeah, it seemed like a fake company.
Mm-hmm.
No, they did Weekend at Bernie's and Mannequin as well.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah. Ooh, Mannequin's okay, but Weekend at Bernie's sucked my ass.
So it was run by career criminal David Begelman.
Oh.
David Begelman had...
Who likes them with cream cheese?
And then he writes checks with your name on them. All you got was a fucking bagel.
He wrote checks with Jackie's name on them? Weird.
Or anybody's name
Weird
that he
scheme.
could put on there. So he sold life insurance. 2 of his wives died. It's kind of weird. They never really got after him on any of that. He, after selling life insurance, co-founded the Creative Management Associates Agency, where he stole from numerous clients, including Judy Garland. In one of her biographies written about her, they were talking about how her ex-husband afterwards, after the ex post facto, was trying to like clear up where all this, there was like hundreds of thousands of dollars of missing money. And Begelman would just go to a casino with her checkbook and write a big check to the casino and then sign it with his own name, because I guess he had the power to do that. And after the lawsuit was concluded, all they were able to get out of him was the money that he already owed her that he hadn't given her. He already had a bunch of her other money that he wasn't giving her. And he's like, well, I'm not going to give you the money back on those casino deals. That was official Judy Garland business. You can have this money that is already hers that I was going to keep, I guess. So in classic Hollywood fashion, Columbia Pictures makes him the executive.
So in other words, he was the Loch Ness Monster, and he owed Judy Garland $1.50.
Just like that. Yeah. Yep, just like that.
Missing it all.
Good reference. Good reference.
We're the studio head of Columbia Pictures. I think during that time they did Close Encounters of the Third Kind. He had come up with sort of a streamlining of how to make the pictures faster, not spend as much money. But at this point, he'd realized that you could basically claim the budget was this much, only spend this much, and then just keep half of it. A good example of that is this claims to have cost $10 million. I bet it cost $5, and I bet he kept $5. And then it was like, oh, we took a bath on this one. It only made back $3. Sorry, Uncle Sam.
I bet he also skipped, it was like kind of a Scrooge with the craft services.
Every time.
He's like, no, not the croissant sandwiches. Do those pita roll taco shell things. Those are so much cheaper.
It's funny. It's funny that we last week were like, man, it sure was weird not having Jackie here. But now that she's back, I'm reminded that the only thing she talks about is craft service and penises. So
I will also be talking about Pizza Hut this week and how he probably incorporated Pizza Hut into the craft services. He's like, hey, you want to be part of this movie? You got to be craft services, breadsticks and pizza for the entire film. And I want a soda machine.
Trying to go back to why what I thought she was going to bring to the table. But here we are. It's too late now. She's back.
So anyway, Cliff Robinson, veteran actor, gets audited by the IRS for all this money he was paid that he's like, I don't have any of that money. What the fuck are you talking about? I've done really well with my taxes. They're like, all these checks. And he's like, those are not my checks. They track down the checks. completely forged by one David Begelman.
I mean, come on.
Columbia Pictures, I guess,
what happened down
him?
at the cop shop when they're like, all right, what do we got? You know, they're doing the morning briefing. What do we got today, boys? And he looks at the two toughest cops and they're like, well, we're working on that Begelman caper, and everybody's going to lose it every time. You can't say Begelman without laughing.
Well, I think the IRS has their own independent investigators for this sort of thing. But anyway, I digress. In his one of his autobiographies, Kirk Douglas says, remember, this is the town where Cliff Robertson got his money stole from him from David Begelman. And the result of that...
He was the ham bagler.
That shouldn't have been that funny. Anyway, this is very poignant. Kirk Douglas.
Kirk Douglas saying Begelman makes it even worse.
Begelman. Kirk Douglas. Anyway.
Because that's what Kirk Douglas would say. He would give himself a chin dimple and say his own name.
And he'd be like, Begelman stole Cliff Robertson's money. So this is the
Do you think he does like finger push-ups? You know how like dudes do push-ups and stuff to look really buff during movies, but for his chin, he just sticks his finger in there a couple of times right before they start filming. He's like, the dimple's check perfect. It out, it's super swollen now. Let's do it.
He just had two independent parties punching either side of his chin for extra swollen effect. This is the town. David Begelman stole Cliff Robertson's money. And they gave him a standing ovation, and Robertson gets blackballed for 4 years.
If anybody was going to do it, it was going to be you, Begelman.
Yeah. He also was the guy that took like 3/4 of the budget for Buckaroo Banzai and just kept it. Just kept it.
Seems during to be a hole in this Begelman plot.
Yeah, and that was for MGM, because what happens, God damn it.
I think that it might be splitting soon. It might have a pre-cut.
Well, Begelman didn't get toasted.
Oh, dang it, I was headed there.
Because they made him the head of MGM, the president, after he did that bullshit.
So he really got the whole sandwich. Breakfast sandwich.
Okay, well, it's not funny anymore.
Breakfast sandwich.
So, anyway, after MGM finally...
on a roll.
He sort of makes this company as a side shoot of MGM with his own distribution rights through MGM, but it's sort of independent.
Okay.
And during this time, the bank's like, hey, you owe us $90 million. And he's like, cool. I don't know that he ever paid the bank back the $90 million. So he was keeping all of the money. And
he was like, it just keeps throwing through my hole.
Nobody can pay back $90 million. Anytime a bank says, you owe us $90 million, nobody's going to pay that back ever.
No, and then they basically fold Gladden Entertainment, and he tries to start Gladden Productions, and it never really works out, because apparently people got tired of him stealing their money. After like 38 years, it was cute, but now you got to stop doing that, I guess, or you're not stealing enough money, maybe? I don't know. These are not the kind of normal embezzlement that lives up to Hollywood standards, sir. So he gets really depressed. And then the way the article I read was like, he got super depressed and he shot himself. But he didn't really do that, because it was like in 1995 when he finally shot himself at 73. Maybe he forgot where his money was that he stole from everybody. I don't know, but that's what happens. He goes to a hotel room and he shoots himself. And that's the end of David Begelman. He finally put a hole in the Bagel Man right through the middle of its head. That was his.
Well, I guess that story made a full circle.
Hey.
I guess we can bag that one up.
Baker's Dozen's 13. Buy 12, get one free. Claim it's bad math. I'm not sure.
Okay. All right, so is that all we're going to discuss about Gleaming the Cube?
Yeah, we're 30 minutes into the podcast, by the way.
All right. Well, it's a good thing there's not anything that happens for a long time, but I do like that this movie starts out with, skateboarders on a airport runway, way before the TSA, back when America was a free country and you could do things like skateboard on runways, right? You could do that, couldn't you?
Nope, never.
No, you could not.
And my only thought was, who's at fault if you accidentally clip somebody?
Like with a plane?
With your airplane.
Right.
Like, oops, got you with the propeller right in the forehead, but I'm on a time schedule and you were on the tarmac.
They wouldn't do anything to damage the plane. That doesn't happen until the late 90s, early 2000s.
Wait, what?
No.
Because the planes were made stronger in the late 2000s, or the skateboarders were weaker?
They were taking better care of the planes.
Like cleaning them? Like getting all the skateboard brains off the side this week?
Well, that's when skateboarding became less popular, so they couldn't really get rid of the boards after they killed all these kids on the tarmac. And the business was no longer lucrative, so they were like, well, maybe we should start taking care of the planes and stop relying so much on our killed skateboard business.
Okay. Who's the customer and who's the client in the skateboarding runway business?
Played Again Sports. They were like...
We need used skateboards. Also, the mafia branch of the BMX guys is in on this, because these skateboards are taking all the BMX business.
Got a surplus. This one's bloody. Yeah, that's $10 off.
That's why it's on a discount rack. Duh.
All right, so they skate up to this plane, and Christian Slater, his character's name is Brian. He's like, "Hey, we gotta get us to this place," and it's all very vague. And he's like, "I'm not doing that. Well, here's an extra 20. Well, I'll take one of you." And then it cuts to all 8 of them inside this freaking Cessna, and I'm like, "Huh, that's weird." What happened to just one of you? I guess I'm a sucker.
Well, he threatened them with, if I'm going to go up there alone, I'm going to tell other pilots that you touched me. So you want the other doofuses in the back of the plane to say that I didn't touch you.
A serious accusation, Jackie. Wow. Went there fast.
Yep, you're a kitty fondler, unless you take all of us to look for abandoned pools.
Weird.
I want to see open holes. It's the Bagelman joke once again.
Well, I thought you were going to steer that one towards butts, but that's okay.
Yeah, all right. Let's just keep it steered towards swimming pools. So they flying over the valley, and they're like, "Hey, there it is," and then put us over there. Then the next shot is them in this pool, and I guess my only inference is that they jumped out of the airplane on their skateboards and went straight into the pool, and were like, "Yeah, 720."
I feel like it's a cut to 2 days later, just a huge forward cut, where they're like, did we figure out where that was? And then they have to skate over to it so they can, joyride a pool for 10 minutes before one of them falls down.
Right.
And bashes his head open. And then the homeowner's like, "I'm going to sue you kids. I have to refinish this." Like, no, just get a hose and spray the blood off. Don't be a weirdo.
Gotta refinish the whole
do you know
thing.
what it costs to refinish this? In that time, about $2 worth of bleach.
And then he even says, "You see this? I gotta drain this now. It was empty, bud." How about you just tell these kids to go away? How about that? Ta-da, done. Problem solved. I'm gonna sue them.
And it kind of seems like the only character that gets in trouble is Christian Slater.
Yeah, right?
Because the other kids are like, "Get these little punks out of here." And then they throw him in the back of a cop car, and then you see his parents coming to get him. And his parents are like, "Why are you such a hooligan? You're a street gang member."
But you know that he's upper crust because he showed a home in a LeBaron.
Right. Ooh, yes. Very. That was a status symbol. So, yeah, his parents pick him up. He's busted, but he doesn't care. He's like, I don't have time to be cared about rule breaking, man. You guys don't get it. And
yeah, I mean, if you guys really love me, you would have never have adopted that other kid.
Yeah, he's got a brother from another mother.
And that kid has a computer and like all of the technology things. And then Christian Slater's got a skateboard. I think they gave up on Christian Slater's character. When they decided to adopt this other kid, they're like, look, this new kid's our last chance. This one is a complete fuck up that pees on Donald Duck at Disneyland. We need a backup kid that's going to be able to take care of us because I sell insurance. I'm assuming she's into Avon. It's not going to work out great when they're old.
So they went after the kid they thought would be good at math, and they're not going to let him drive the LeBaron. Because it's 1989. Right. This movie's got some pretty, like, symptomatic racism in it.
It could be just that it's racist.
Yeah.
Come on, they gave him a scooter just like in Singapore.
Racist.
Yeah, and not to mention that's like
racist.
A fucking $1,000 scooter in 1989. That like no kids had that.
Yeah, he has a scooter and a legitimate child has a skateboard.
Right.
Like, what the fuck is that?
Okay, well, Ferris Bueller's parents bought Jeannie a Fiero. Who do you love, baby?
I love me, so my kid's going to get whatever used crap that I don't want after a while.
Yeah. Nice.
I mean, like, here's my old car that I've driven the hell out of and that you have wiped your boogers in the back seat, so this is yours now.
Here's my old socks. They have a hole in them.
You'll grow into that t-shirt.
Mommy, I need clothes. Okay, here you go.
Just tighten a knot on the side so that it fits a little easier.
These are ladies' pants. Yep, well, you said you need clothes. Wear them backwards. Maybe it'll feel nice.
And here's a cord that I cut off of an old lamp so that you can make yourself a belt.
All right. So, brother from another mother. He works at a video rental / medical supply store.
Yeah.
The Korean...
Vietnamese.
Certified...
Racist.
Was it Vietnamese?
Vietnamese.
So, Vietnamese. The Vietnam Critical Relief Fund. VACRF.
Something like
That's
that.
what I remember.
Right. Okay. But they sell videotapes.
And I'm not a racist. I'm just a shithead, okay?
They sell
There's a difference.
Anime or possibly hentai. I don't know. I couldn't read the titles. And medical supplies. That's what they sell.
I think it's just a video store, and then his passion project is, as well, I'm just going to skip past it, is getting arms back in Vietnam to revolutionaries.
Well, then,
and fronting it with medical supplies.
His man, his guy that is in charge of inventory management is the brother. He's an employee of the video store, and he's doing invoicing for medical supplies. They're one and the same. You can't have a guy that's employed by the video store and be like, hey, work for this, work back here on this medical supply stuff.
Well, he's incorporated. It's his other thing. It's blankets. So he's got like, Go Rams Incorporated.
Loopholes.
Owns both the video store and the front to the arms sales.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and here's the thing. If you're doing illegal shit, you don't let a high school kid go in there and try to figure shit out.
Right. I'm just saying.
You do it yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, or you hire...
You lazy fuck.
You hire Jason Bateman. Or, Saul Goodman. I don't know, somebody else that's good at crime. Not a kid that has a scooter.
These medical supply crates weigh way too much. It's almost like they're full of guns. No, don't worry about that. You want me to find somebody who's better at your job? And he's like, oh, I'm so sad. I thought I did a really good job here. I'm going to go break into a warehouse because I'm going to skip past some things.
Yeah, so he goes to this medical supply place, WMS, at night, breaks in. And
did you notice that he climbed up a tree that would not support the weight of a koala bear?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
That was a sapling.
Maybe he's got... no, I'm not going to. So he's busted. This guy comes out. I can't remember what this guy's name is. Downfield or some crap like that. Irrelevant.
Well, the little idiot that could walked right past a motion sensor.
Well, he's a high schooler,
It was
Jackie.
obvious. Dude, it had like these great big like security handles around it. Like, hey guys, there is a motion detector right here.
There was a sign with an arrow.
And he was like, oh no, how did you know I was here?
Oopsie.
And then he's like, hey, get the hell out of there, kid. Like, I can fucking see you, okay? You're hiding behind a ladder, and I can obviously see you. Okay, like, move away from... I can shoot you in between the steps of the ladder, or you can just move out of the way and have a chance here.
No,
Let's go. I'm taking you to a hotel room so I can rape you in the butt.
I'm standing still. You can't see me. So he takes him to this hotel room, and there is this guy named Bobby, who also worked at the videos/medical supply store.
And it's Peter Kwong from Big Trouble in Little China.
It is. He was in, wasn't he in Karate Kid 2 as well?
I don't know.
Yeah.
He was the student that wouldn't go out and save the little girl and brought dishonor and shame.
Right. He's tortured by Bobby, and the guy from the video store comes in, and he's like, hey, tell him everything. You know, he's not going to do anything. He'll understand. Let's come on. Let's go tell him. Oh no! What happened while we were out of the room for 5 minutes, Bobby?
I don't know. And he's like, I never actually killed any before accidentally, but I was really strangling the piss out of this kid, and he's dead now.
He's dead now. Oopsie.
You know, somebody did it to me, and I'm still alive, so I just thought it was okay.
Yeah, I tripped and his neck snapped.
Yeah. We're going to skip ahead to the maid finding him, and here's where they could have got away with it.
Mm-hmm.
Put him in the closet, put his hand in his pants, another one down to the sexual asphyxiation.
Yep, that's what, got to get a belt around his neck, though. His own belt.
Yeah.
Yeah, but instead they hung him in the bathroom.
Right, yeah.
With his pants on, so, nobody's going to believe it now.
All right. So they state it as a suicide, or they stage it as a suicide, and maybe it's because it's plausible because maybe the detectives look outside and they see Disneyland and they're like, oh, I bet you he saw the lines. Because the lines are long, guys. They're so long, if you're staying next to... You wouldn't want to be in the... So you... Okay. I thought it was funny. The lines are bad.
I mean, his room does have a view of the Matterhorn.
Do you guys not know how bad the lines are? I mean, they're nuts, right?
Yeah, they're bad.
Enough to kill yourself. So the dad tells Brian, and he grieves. He's like, oh, man, I'm really sad about that. So he goes and he tail grabs over some gaps. That's,
oh, no. You cannot skip over the principal's reaction. Like, this is going to be good. Go talk to your dad. And then he just kind of stands there with, like, this satisfied, that's right, kid. That's what you fucking get, you little troublemaker. Your good brother is dead.
I'll lose the championship math student for this.
I hate you that much, you little peckerhead.
And at the funeral, he shows up and he tail slides the coffin and Benihanas over his parents.
He had a skate funeral attire.
Yeah, he did.
It sucked pretty bad.
Mm-hmm. So he asked around Chinatown about the medical supply list.
Not Chinatown.
Racist. I think that's where he went, honey. He started going to these...
A place for today.
A place for today.
A place today. That's what it was called, was the village that he was in.
A place today. Huh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And Bobby sees him, and he tails him to a motel. And he's like, hey, I'm the guy that died in here's brother. What can you tell me about it? She's like, oh, no big deal, mister. Nothing to cry about. Like, dude,
that's
bitch.
not what she says. She goes, it's not funny. That kid is dead, and you were obviously not his brother.
I didn't get that at all.
She said, I'm not blind or stupid. This isn't funny. A kid died. And she walks off.
Oh, wow. What the hell was I watching then? So he spots Bobby, and he reverse tails him, and he hides in the back of his car, and Bobby calls the guys, and Bobby's like, hey, man, I was tailing this kid, and he's poking around. What should we do? You got to meet me. And so he drives out to someplace in the valley, And the other two show up, and he's like, hey, I need a one-way ticket to Bangkok. And they're like, that's far too complex for what we're going to do. He's like, oh, yeah, I got a gun. And then they get in a tussle ensue, and Bobby gets shot, and he's dead.
Whoops. Accidental death number 2.
Yeah.
I accidentally shot his brains out.
We're skipping over one of the most perplexing lines in the film. He's like, don't give me a jerk-off hand job. Which means he wants the other kind, and I don't know what the other kind is. What is the other kind of hand job that isn't a jerk-off hand job?
It is the one where you use your hand that you're not familiar with, so it feels like a stranger who is fumbling around.
That would still be a jerk-off hand job.
It's just a self-performed... Like, what kind of hand job could you give somebody else that wasn't a jerk-off hand job?
I've got it. You know those little monkeys with the cymbals, and they clash the cymbals together?
Whack the penis back and forth.
Yeah, until it ejaculates in the monkey's face.
Okay, all right.
And that's when the monkey always has an expression of surprise, like, oh my god, it actually happened again.
There's dorting, Sam. It's where you take the wiener and you just kind of smash the top of it. That's a dort. Maybe you could. That's a non-jerk-off hand job.
All right, there's several types of non-jerk-off hand jobs, and I have just not thought about them my whole life.
Give me one of those, he wants. And a ticket to Bangkok.
I would like to see your... That's what Bob Kraft does when he goes to the massage parlor. He's like, could I sample your non-jerk-off hand job menu? Oh, a lot of selection here.
More than I would think.
Ooh, what's that? Oh, no, thank you. Never mind.
All right, so the video store guy stuffs him in the trunk. We should mention the video store guy is a colonel, I guess, in Vietnam.
He's the colonel of the Rams fucking fan club.
And Brian runs to the cops, but when they come back, the car's disappeared. And he's like, no, I swear to God, and this young cop, Lucerno, I think his name.
Stephen Bauer, the guy who I could not understand one thing he said this entire movie.
He sort of believes him enough to go check out the hotel or the motel. But Brian goes to his bud's house, who's down in the bomb shelter. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool bomb shelter.
Well, and his mom, the friend's mom, is so used to this kid being a creeper that hangs out by the windows. She's like, hey, in or out, buddy, but don't be ruining the ferns.
Yeah, stay off the azaleas.
Yeah, and he's like, sorry, Mrs. Best Friend's mom.
Yeah, so in the bomb shelter, his bud is like, see, man, you're harsh with my groove. You're not gleaming the cube. And Christian Slater is like, what is gleaming the cube? And the guy's like, the cube is a place you can go to have a good time.
Mm-hmm. Basically.
Similar to the YMCA.
Like, you could play football there. I mean, like, is it your happy place? Is it the room?
Do you want me to do this now, or you want me to save it for later?
Well, I mean, okay, I guess, but I think it's the room. I think it's just the room. It's the place you can go to have a good time.
Okay, I've got it from the Urban Dictionary.
Okay, all right. I guess we're doing it now, Sam.
It might be different than what Sam has, but this is what I've got. To fail so badly that there is a brilliance in the failure. A phrase coined by cinema abattoir bloggers in reference to the 1989 movie starring Christian Slater.
You can't be like, oh, well, we invented the definition after it. All right, table it, Jackie. We're coming back to it later. That's horseshit. Table it. So I guess that's all we're getting on the Gleaming the Cubing in this side of this movie. But Brian goes to Bobby's house, and Lucerno's there. He's like, what are you doing here, kid? Get off this case. He's like, what are you doing here? Are you actually investigating this case? That's cool. Wait, hey, here's a post-it note.
He's like, no, the guy is dead, and I'm trying to rob this shithole.
Whoa, what are you saying about the LAPD?
That's what he's doing there. I'm just saying, he's out of uniform. He's not in a cop car. That guy is ruffling through.
He's a detective. Detectives don't wear uniforms.
But he drives it black and white. It doesn't make any sense.
That's true. He does black and white.
Yeah, this guy is there looking for free dope.
Okay. Not a good review of the LAPD in 1989, Jackie. Probably
Can't we
accurate.
all be friends?
Yeah, right. Pretty
Why
accurate.
can't we all be friends?
No, it's why can't we get along?
I don't know what it is. Doesn't matter. It all
Neither-
means the same thing. Stop beating the shit out of people.
Neither did the LAPD. Yeah.
This guy, he's not beating the shit out of anyone. He's just robbing the deceased. He's like, look, I got to get over there before forensics.
He's one of
to
the
get
good
what's
ones. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. So Brian finds a night with a bunch of phone numbers on it, and he calls them, and one of them comes up as a video store, and he's starting to connect the dots like, hey, wait, that guy worked at the video store. My brother worked at the video store. The colonel worked at the video store. What's going on with the video store? So he tells Lucerno that all this, and he's like, no, kid, Bobby got to Bangkok last night. He's not even dead. I don't know what the heck you're talking about. Your brother wasn't murdered. You're conspiracy jack off. Wait, which kind of jack off?
Not the hand job kind.
Okay, all right, good.
No, wait. It's a hand job, but he doesn't want the jerk off kind.
Oh, no! Dang it! I'm the wrong kind!
I'm so disappointed in you, Johnny.
So he storms out of there, he gets pissed, and he goes and starts thrashing around in an empty warehouse. You know, it's been like 6 minutes since we've had a skateboarding sequence, so he's got to get that done.
Yeah.
And then he goes to his brother's grave, and he does a kickflip over it, so, you know, because he grinded
also
it last time.
Cries about being dead. He's like, I hate doing my own homework. Dang. You know, and like the ghost of his brother comes back and he's like, you're a dick. You're a dick.
Also, I think that's racist.
That's just being a dick brother.
Well, I'm about to be even a bigger dick brother because I'm going to go to your ex-girlfriend, dead bro, and I'm going to A, date her, but also use her to get at her dad.
And I'm going to borrow all of your clothing, your unique style. I'm even going to wear your underwear.
Yeah, you got to go, it's method. It's method, Jackie.
This is really a brilliant cover because he's like, the only way that I can crack into this criminal syndicate is to go undercover as a dweeb.
Yeah, it's the Trevor play. The Trevor play.
It's a brilliant cover because it just looks like he's grieving for his dead brother by wearing all of his stuff and going into like full disassociation.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, it's the Caleb Shrine play.
That's gleaning the cube.
That's gleaning the cube.
Maybe.
And the ladies love it. Like, when he walks into school in his brother's clothes, they're like, oh, look at him. He got a haircut.
He looks like a total dweeb. Wow.
He looks like he bathed. Oh, my Lord.
Yeah, and put on a dweeb outfit on top of his clean skin. He looks like a
He's got a briefcase.
He looks like a Nerf, Jackie. I don't care how clean he is. He looks like a dork. You guys look like a couple of dorks. That's what it is. Not you.
Are we going to do that
guys,
shit meter later? I mean, maybe I should change my clothes now, go dig through some of my dead brother's stuff, find a nicer sweater.
Then you could be gleaming the cube?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not sure what your angle is.
Oh, God. That was just stupid. I'm sorry. Can we just delete that?
No,
God
I'm keeping
damn
all
it.
the things that you do that are embarrassing to yourself and edit out all your good jokes. Which is pretty basic. It's a pretty easy job.
He's keeping me down, listeners. That's what this is.
I don't really have to do much editing.
This is not a Me Too movement. He's just saving me from myself.
Not really. Not really. All right, so
Sam's like, I don't know. There's only so much dead airtime we can have before you start talking about dicks again.
Right.
So,
all right. So speaking of dicks, he comes home and he sees his dad watching home videos of him playing with his dead brother, and so he knows.
This was awesome. This is so bad. Their family sucks so much that all the videos are like when you shouldn't be pressing record, but there wasn't anything else to record, so it's just him sucking at Frisbee, going, I don't want to play Frisbee anymore. Like, it's a fucking Frisbee. Throw it to your new brother. And his new brother's like, it's a fucking Frisbee. It's easy. He's like, I hate it. I suck at Frisbee. His dad's just watching it like, these are the days.
These are the best he ever got. Brian's like, you know what?
Let's do a triangle.
A triangle?
Yeah, like, so the dad goes on the other side of the pool.
Okay.
So he can throw to each one of his sons,
No,
and then...
You wouldn't do that.
He's like,
this is a Sony. This cost me $800. Don't throw that Frisbee over here. And he gives them both the belt. Because it's 1980-something when this was ostentatiously recorded.
Yeah, he hates it so much he knows manuals around the kitchen table like 6 times. It's pretty good move right there. Then he bikes to the pier, and he sees his friends, and they all like, hey, man, what's up with these clothes? Where's your skateboard? Let's hang out. And he's like, I can't. Goodbye.
They're like, he's on a bicycle. This is why the mafia contingent of the BMXers were after these guys, right? You know?
And at this point, I just thought he got lazy. Like, I can no longer skateboard. That is a lot of balancing.
So I'll get on a bicycle?
Core work. I'm going to get on a bicycle.
It's
a little easier.
Exercise.
Yeah, but at the same time, they're like, man, you're on a bicycle. And he's like, have you guys ridden one of these? They're like way faster than skateboards.
And
like I got here in 6 minutes. It usually takes me 37. And I eat shit 4 times.
Meanwhile, his brother's ghost is looking down and he's like pointing at his scooter like, how about that?
You never see the scooter again, which leads me to believe that the hotel lady just said, hello, scooter.
I would have too, as the
She
hotel
just rides
lady.
to work
I've been
listening to
like,
K-pop every day.
Best thing that ever happened to her. All right. So he goes to this relief benefit, the Vietnam Colonel benefit thing, and he sees the WMS guy. And he's like, hey, that voice sounds familiar, because he shot Bobby from outside the car that I was sitting. So he's like, oh, where's that guy work? And she's like, WMS. And he's like, I'm going to do the exact same thing that got my brother killed then. I'm going to go there at night.
But he's a skate punk, so he's much better at breaking into shit.
True.
Like, this movie perpetuates everything bad the parents of those who had skateboards said, because we didn't have pavements, so we couldn't ride these fucking things.
Right.
BMX for life. Yeah.
Well, so he gets up on the roof, and up there he busts a couple 480 heel flips, and then goes down and opens up a box and finds guns!
Uzis. So they're using it's like an Israeli conspiracy.
Okay. I guess that's what the medical supplies were the whole time.
Did he blew up the people, right? Or is that later?
That's later.
Okay.
He goes in, after that, he jump cuts to having a fireplace conversation with the girlfriend about cattle. That's where his mind's at right now. Okay. Weird.
you know, it's not okay.
To talk to your girlfriend about cattle?
No, honing in on your dead brother's gal.
Oh, it's totally not okay, Jackie.
Totally
It's
not
gross.
okay.
And he's not even honing in on her. Well, he's double dipping. But
he's double dipping bad.
He's using her to get at the dad.
He's like a super spy. He's like Skate Man.
He's basically actually just James Bond. That's all James Bond ever does.
He's like,
Yeah.
he's like, this is my only chance to become an Eskimo brother. I'm going for it.
But his brother was like dating her for like a week because he worked at that store.
Yeah. Like,
And he hadn't even got to second base yet. And she's like, I thought somebody was going to go under the shirt and over the bra, but he's like dead. His brother seems cool now that he's wearing his same clothes. I've got disassociation as well. And he's like, I have to ask you a serious question. And she's like, yes, you can definitely get to second base right now. And he's like, where's your bathroom? And then he gives himself a non-jerk-off hand job, I guess.
He steals a hat and a lighter.
Right. And then sneaks out the back because the parents showed up. So he skates back to the WMS and he sets up this trailer to be a trap for the security guards that he just pushes down a cliff, I'm assuming. They're dead.
Yeah, they push. He somehow gets this trailer to roll, which is not going to happen.
No.
Those things need some real effort to roll. But either way, he sets off a bunch of black cats in there in the construction office that is nothing but blueprints. It's got smoke billowing out of it, and then he locks them in there when they go to see what's going on. Those men died of inhalation or they burned to death, because that place was going up like a tinder box.
If the movies have taught me anything, that thing would roll to the edge of a cliff where the ocean lies underneath, and then exploded in midair. That's just simple physics. So, yeah, they didn't make it. Those guys are dead. And then he lights this gasoline on fire near the propane tank, and it explodes. And then he tosses the stolen ram's cap nearby, and the WMS guy finds it, and he's like, "It has to be the Colonel," because he's the only Rams fan in LA in 1989. Like,
he actually was the only Rams fan in LA in 1989.
Either that, or he got so close to the hat, he's like, "I recognize that smell." Because he's always smelling the Colonel's hair when he's not looking.
I'm going with Sam's idea.
The Raiders were still there.
Yeah.
No one liked the Rams. No one liked the Rams when they were the only show in town. No one in LA has ever liked a football team that wasn't the fucking Raiders.
And
Las Vegas just got more tourism by putting the Raiders in Vegas. They're like, we don't just have a team. Every LA fan's coming here every week for 16 weeks a year.
Name a single LA Ram from the year 1989.
Jim Everett.
1989? I thought he was gone by then.
No.
Okay, all right.
Smith.
Yep, probably a Smith in there someplace.
There's got to be a Smith in there,
Jones.
right? Like, there's
Jones
a
and
Smith.
Smith.
On, like, every team.
Yeah, Jones and Smith. They were great. All right, so Lucerno comes by, and he asks Brian about the explosion, like, "Hey, what are you doing? You're just a kid." And Brian's like, "Oh, yeah? Well, watch me do this no comply and do a pop shove it over your car." So he does. And then the girlfriend sneaks into Brian's room and sleeps in the bro's bed. You guys notice that? She stayed the night.
And then she wakes up really unsatisfied, and she's like, "You didn't even try to bang me." And he gets up with a bit of the morning wood, as it seemed, where he just had like an inadvertent underwear tent, and she's like, "That could have been mine."
An inadvertent underwear tent.
Yeah.
That's
sometimes
called
they
the
just
boner.
crinkle the wrong way, and somebody's like, "You have a really small erection." I'm like, "No, that's just an inadvertent underwear tent. Here's my real dick." They're like, "Still unimpressive." I'm like, "No!"
I'm with you, Sam. I thought he was one swivel away from a wiener flying out. I'm like, what the hell is this? And don't worry, Sam. I've talked to some ladies who have seen your wiener, and they said that it's just fine.
What? Okay. Moving on. She finds the lighter he stole, and he tells her about the murder and guns, and she goes to her dad and is like, "How dare you kill my boyfriend? And now I'm dating his brother, and you seem like it's your him too, so you're going to kill him, Dad?" And he's like, "No, I've never hurt anybody." So the dad calls WMS guy, and he's like, "Hey, I'm out." And the WMS guy's like, "I am definitely not out." And sends some goons after Brian.
Why? Because he could be like, "Oh, so I can keep the money for your guns?"
Right?
Cool. You're already... I've got you leveraged. You're witness to two of my murders, so...
Right?
We've leveraged each other.
Mm-hmm.
So, cool. Thanks, bud.
Yeah, this whole thing does not make a whole lot of sense.
It makes less in a minute.
I mean,
Oh, boy.
I'll just mention again Pizza Hut, because you got to throw that in there occasionally.
We're not a Pizza Hut.
Pizza Hut.
We're not a Pizza Hut point.
I know, but Pizza Hut has been seen several times in this movie, so I'm just doing the same kind of movie thing.
You're on
like Pizza Hut.
This movie's on a
and then
6-minute skate scene loop. You're on a 10-minute Pizza Hut reminder loop.
Yeah,
okay.
Pizza Hut.
Okay, all right. So
Pizza the Hut.
They send the goons after Brian on dirt bikes, and he gets away by speeding down a hill, speed skating down a hill, and then he ollies a cop car. And
he grinds
I guess that's illegal.
The lights off of it.
Yeah, I guess that's illegal to be a pedestrian and have a car stop in the middle of the road, and you avoid going face first into the car and do your best to avoid the car. Yes, it happens to be a cop, but I'm pretty sure pedestrians still have the right of way.
Once you enter the middle of the road on wheels, you are no longer a pedestrian. He is now
you are street pizza.
An illegal inhabitant of the roadway.
I'm not chancing it.
Better known as a jaywalker.
I'm not going to run over a skateboarder and be like, hey, that's his fault, man.
No, the cops are going to be like, you didn't do anything wrong other than fuck up our car, which we're still going to get you on property damage.
Yeah. Like,
that was the sick ollie.
Yeah, I mean,
Can't
when I
believe you
hit
made
that
it,
kid on a
kid.
bicycle, I mean, it was that fucking kid's fault. He was on a BMX. He jumped off the curb into the car's driving path. I ran his bike over. Luckily, it pushed him back onto the sidewalk. He was fine. But, you know, like, fuck you, kid. You jumped into a moving car lane.
That was you that hit me? I've been hit by 3 cars doing that same fucking shit.
Yeah.
No,
you always think you're going to shoot the gap, and you shoot the gap like 99% of the time. After you've shot in the gap 100 times, all of a sudden that 1% starts showing up, doesn't it?
No, this kid jumped off of the curb where there was an obvious sidewalk over a canal in front of the car. And I was like, wow, really, dick? And then some bitch was like, pull over, pull over. Like, I was just gonna drive away. And I'm like, there is nowhere to pull over right here, ma'am. Like, I can pull over and run over the bicycle again, or I can go a little ways and pull into a parking lot.
I once hit and run a guy in Texas. I don't know if he's alive or dead or not, but
Amarillo by morning.
He was not on a skateboard. He was actually inside of a gas station working. Ran him over. It was an accident, okay? Whoopsie. But I hope he's dead because he saw my face.
But if you're listening, I'm sorry for my husband's actions, and he's never going to come forward.
Oopsie poopsie. I'm so sorry. Oops, I'll never.
That's why we never mention our last name, Smith, on the radio.
Smith Jones. Smith Jones.
Oh, yeah, right. Smith Jones. Yeah. Smith Jones.
You almost told a fib there. That would have been a real bad one. You know, because we want to be honest people, and I'm sorry about running your family member over. I promise it was an accident. Kind of. So Brian skates over to, or he's back at the cop station, and Lucerno is there, and he's like, hey, stop it. And the dad bails him out, and he's like, buddy, you're in trouble, Buster. And his board's all wrecked, and he's like, dang it, man, my board's all wrecked from gnarring on that cop car. So he goes over to his buddy's house, with the bomb shelter, and he's like, put some new trucks on this, man. Some fast ones. Fast trucks.
And
they built him an entire new board. Yeah. Like, this kid's just got supply there. It's got chrome bullshit, and he's super fast black wheels, and he's like, yeah. And you're supposed to be impressed, but it looks just like every other skateboard to the non-skateboarder community. I'm like, cool, you got black wheels, and, chrome on that bad boy.
Even says, no, I want the black ones. And he's like, those are really hard. They're not good for anything but going fast. And he's like, I know.
I'm about to go
and
real fast.
And then he's like, I also have this Gleaming the Cube Dragon sticker for the bottom of it. Because that's what it says, Gleaming the Cube on the bottom of the skateboard.
Yeah. Okay. He skates back to the Colonel's house. And here's him talking to the WMS guy, and daughter gets nabbed, and Brian jumps down. He's like, what are you shaking your head for?
This is the stupidest sequence
It's really
ever.
stupid.
I am going to save her by gnarring it across their yard and crashing through a window in the new pads that my mom bought, and I'm going to save her. But instead, all he does is another accidental death of the dad who gets shot in the mayhem, and then the chick still gets away, and then the mom's in there going, save him! Save him!
So he jumps through the window, startling the assailant, who accidentally shoots the guy.
Right.
but then has inadvertently provided him with a clear escape route because he walks right out the broken window, which was easier than using the door.
Good job, Brian.
Nice cube gleaming, dickhead.
And he just kind of like lays there like, I did it, guys. No, you didn't, dick. Like, you just made it so much worse.
I fell on the board.
And then the gal, it's not like, you fucking killed my dad.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, you're my hero.
Right.
Thanks for trying to save me if I pushed into this cop car with this random other dude who is driving.
Who's that other dude?
Who is this guy?
Also, he's like... She's like, you saved me. And he's like, no, I got your dad shot. And then the other guy's like, I have your daughter hostage. And the guy's like, I'm fucking dead. You just shot me. You're leveraging a dead man.
And then Lucerno busts in and he's like, waving his gun around. And I guess it's his car out front.
He had an absolutely perfect opportunity to pull a Frank Drebin here.
Right.
And he didn't do it. You're not going to hit anybody lethally with a snub nose from that range. Shoot at your own fucking car.
But who's the driver?
Some guy that was there.
He was walking
like
to
henchman.
the front door. The guy was walking to the front door. He'd never been in the movie ever. He's not Lucerno's partner. Because he's just...
I'm kind of thinking...
He's one of the general's henchmen. Because he has to... The constantly in the car chase, the white guy has to like point a gun at both the girl and him
to get him to drive. But if he's a hencher, where's his gun? How do you get so easily nabbed? Like a businessman walks out with a teenager in his arms and says, "Get in that cop car," and you're a henchman, and you're like, "I guess I got no choice."
He's low level. He's only got a switchblade and some brass knuckles.
I don't know if he.
No, I think that this is a neighbor who came over to complain about their cat ripping up their dandelions or their flower bed. And he's like, that's it, I'm confronting those motherfuckers. And he goes over there on that day to embarrass them in front of a friend who is over there. And then it terribly backfires in his face. And now he ends up in a high-speed chase.
I can't pass this one up because of hearsay during this period of time in the United States of America. Her mom goes, "A cat, you say?"
Ring the bell. Ding, ding, ding. Who's hungry? Okay. Okay. All right, so they steal the cop car, and then Brian and Lucerno steal a Bonneville.
No. This is the Alero. This is that dumb future car that Oldsmobile did.
Alero, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's based off of the Bonneville. It was the same platform as a Bonneville.
With more plastic and maybe it had the robot voice.
I don't think it had the robot voice. I don't think it had the robot voice.
Either way, they jump-started it with a skateboard key. How safe is this car?
Right.
Because, like, the cop's getting ready to, like, do the old wiring up, hot wire. And he's like, no, check it out. Skateboard key. Like,
Universal.
how many cars has this fucking kid stolen?
No, or how many 90s GMs has he been in? Because you want to start a 90s GM?
Yeah. Use anything
that fits.
Your finger.
Anything that fits in there.
Your earlobes. Your tongue will start a 90s GM.
They stopped using the fish scaler, because I looked this up many years ago when the internet was still full of information. It's probably alleged, but you used to be able to get this weird fish scaler on Swiss Army knives, and they quit including it in the package because it would start every 90s GM. And it would actually, like, open half of American doors.
Well, you know, I forgot my keys. Where is my Swiss Army knife?
All right, so they chase after, and they call the dudes up, the Tony Hawk bro dudes, the skate dudes, and they're like, meet us at this place. Wait. And they all pile in the Pizza Hut truck.
The cop calls his guys first.
Yeah,
true.
And
then the skateboard kid gets on, and he's like, hey, I got my guys too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's fucking cool. But I have a question for Sam, and maybe you. Did Pizza Hut, because I do not remember this at all, did they have the red trucks with the Pizza Hut roof?
They couldn't have.
Yeah, we lived in rural Idaho, honey.
There.
We couldn't get delivery. You would know that better than we would. You lived in the city.
When did the Pizza Hut on Glenwood even happen?
The Pizza Hut on Glenwood.
I don't know. I never lived over in that area as a kid.
Everybody on the podcast is like, oh, the Pizza Hut on Glenwood. Yeah, I know what these guys are. I'm keeping up with this Think of Madness guys.
Right. Well, yeah, I don't
you look at the map of Boise.
Maybe they did in low-speed traffic situations, but that thing's not staying on there.
No, no.
That is a road hazard. Also, Tony Hawk had more phones than Donald Trump.
Oh, right?
He had so many phones.
A Pizza Hut phone. Mm-hmm. He had like the friend line, and then he had a black line.
Yep.
For his dark business.
Black phone. Coming to a theater
for the old
this summer.
In and out.
Black phone? I don't think that's what the black phone's for, Jackie. So they're chasing after in the Pizza Hut truck, and Edward Furlong looks over and says, go faster, and Schwa says, this is the maximum operating speed of this vehicle. But the Pontiac's door comes off, and just conveniently, so Brian can easily bail out and launch straight on his skateboard, because now Brian's on a skateboard. And there's cars, and he follows him into the LA River. He jumps the entire LA River. Could you believe that?
Oh my God, that is not impressive.
I once bunny hopped my 2 feet. I just went boing over the LA River.
Yeah, dude, it's like a small stream. It's maybe 4 inches wide.
It's a storm drain that usually doesn't have any water.
There is zero water in the LA River right now, so I'm pretty sure any of us could jump over the LA River.
I also should mention that I had those airwalks 2 years later because of the overstock of the spiderweb airwalk shoes from this movie. I remember going, I really want a pair of airwalks. And they were on discount, and I was like, those ones are pretty dumb. But we can't afford airwalks, so those ones are mine. So I had the shoes from this movie.
Good story, bro.
Ah, cool.
Good story, bro.
You know, Sam, when I was young, too, it was like, if I could find things that were on sale, like Adidas or Nike, before my parents actually came into money, it was a big deal to have something like that. And you were like, yeah, I'm a badass. I'm going to wear these until they fall off or some kid fucking steals them. Whatever the case may be. Are you
trying to give Sam a little positive affirmation after dissing him for being poor all those times?
You know, Justin and Sam and listeners, I will let you in on a little secret.
If you say you were poor.
I was poor.
No, you were. God damn it, you were not. Oh, Jackie!
I was poor when I was very little. Okay.
Out of the LA River, go up the hill, and who is at the top of the hill? It's Tony Hawk in a Pizza Hut truck with a bunch of skateboarding bros hot dogging around him.
Is this the chicken business?
It's Pizza Hut chicken. It's Tony Hawk Pizza Chicken.
So, a hostage... When I first watched, I still don't know if he's a hostage or a henchman, but whatever, the first time I'm watching this, I kind of am like, why is he pointing the gun at him? Isn't he his guy? He's driving him, right? And the guy's like, oh my God, Tony Hawk is playing chicken with me in a Mazda Pizza Hut truck. And Tony Hawk wins.
He does.
Also, apparently in the making of this film, he was supposed to be in the truck for the sequence, but they didn't have enough skaters. So they put a stunt driver in for the long shots and the skating down the hill. Mm-hmm. And they were talking about this at their little luncheon that they had where they're Tony Hawk and Christian Slater best of friends. And Christian Slater's like, that hill was so steep. And he's like, yeah, it was super steep. And then so-and-so and so-and-so got too close together and I had to shoot the gap and I got going way too fast and I tried to stop. Just Pete Rosed all the way down that hill. And then he pulls up on his sleeve and he's like, that's this scar. I got one on my leg too, but I'm not going to show it to you. We got to go do awesome stuff and not this interview.
Wow.
So Tony Hawk has a scar from Pete Rosing down that hill in this movie.
Wow.
Everybody knows my stance on Bill Maher. But did you see the time that he interviewed Roddy Piper? And Roddy was like, you think wrestling's not real? I got this by Pete Rosing across the mat, and I got this one from bashing Hulk's, his brain snapped my arm in half, and then he pulled down his pants a little ways, and he's like, I got this from whatever. And Bill Maher's like, oh, that's impressive, but I'm not really in the habit of pulling my pants down in front of other men. And Roddy Piper kind of giggles and says, oh yeah, then how'd you get your job? Boom! Oh! Boom! Boom! Oh! Shots fired! Blap, blap, blap! Roddy!
Wow.
Roddy was witty.
He was a badass, is what he was. Bill Maher can suck it. All right, so anyways, so by this tactic, this allows Brian to catch up a little bit, because now they've had to play chicken, and they lost, and so they had to slow down a little bit. So Lacerdo also catches up in the Oldsmobile, and he jumps that freaking Oldsmobile like 100 freaking feet.
And he makes the weirdest fucking action faces that there's so many shots that are, there's two second unit directors. The one is Frank Capra III, who's doing these like goofy, I'm driving, or when Rodney Mullen's obviously skating and Stacey Peralta is directing those sequences, and then it has like the top half of it happening, and it's just Christian Slater like he's a fucking marionette. Did you see those?
I did.
Yeah, it's just funny. But the second unit shit with him making the faces in the car was incredible.
Yeah.
He was like all-time Stinker Madness suck acting. Stephen Bauer has arrived.
It was pretty good. It was pretty good. We might want to track some more down of him. Solar Babies. So, but he's still, I mean, not him, but they had a serious car jump in this show, and I was not expecting that.
The stunts were impressive. It took a while for this shit wagon to get rolling, but once it does, the hill gets steep.
Yeah. And Brian catches a ride on this Corvette, and he's like, hey, man, that guy just scuffed the side of your paint job. That's him. He's not even a real cop. Go. And so he's latched onto the side of this Corvette, and it's going 80, skateboarding down the freaking LA freeway, the freaking 405, on a skateboard. It's going fast.
And the Corvette driver's not at any time like, I'm going to slow down a little. Yo, wheel flip it into the car, okay, buddy? Because this is bullshit. You're going to die, and I'm responsible.
You are going to die.
The Corvette driver's like, whoa, kid, what are you doing there? And he's like, step on it. And he's like, fucking A.
And then they show the speedometer, and it's really disappointing. It's like waiting for the...
It's like being on the 405. They're going 27 miles an hour.
Well, then the Pizza Hut guys also catch up, and that's when Brian's like, hey! And skates under a goddamn semi-truck and latches onto the Pizza Hut truck. So freaking crazy.
And this was that was the Gator Walski stunt under the truck.
Well, the cop car skids out, and the WMS guy, he gets the daughter out, drags her out, and he crosses this bridge. He's like, I'll shoot her, I'll do it. And then Brian lets go of the Pizza Hut truck and hits this vert ramp and goes, Bwah! And lands on the gun and smashes the guy. And then tacos himself, but she's safe.
Tacos himself.
Yeah, she's safe.
Gleamed that guy's cube.
Cubed the crap out of that Gleaming.
No.
No?
He just got fucking lucky. I don't think that you can fucking aim from a Pizza Hut truck to hit someone with a gun. You're like,
call Mythbusters. We got one for him.
Here we go.
This I didn't expect.
Board.
No,
it's like a dartboard. Like, maybe I'll get it somewhere cool. Maybe I won't. I mean, you're on a goddamn skateboard in a Pizza Hut truck. You're trying your fucking best, but you are not. No, you are not this like, oh yeah, I'm a fucking cool guy. I saved your life. Get down and let me have your wussy.
What? Also, I was expecting you to be like
pussy, but pussy is so gross.
Mm-hmm. I was expecting you to be like, he obviously made it because of the majesty of the Pizza Hut truck that he just came off of, because you like Pizza Hut so much. But
I don't like Pizza Hut.
He went from...
I moved to a new area of the country, Sam, And I will have you know that my favorite now is emos.
Yeah.
He went from Pizza Hut to street pizza.
Yeah, he did.
Pizza,
Yeah.
which is a Little Caesar thing.
Yeah. I
Oh
think
my God, that's where it came from.
he should have gone for his midsection, and then he would have been able to just like use his momentum to grind across that barrier with the man's body for buffer and then cut him in half.
Right, yeah. That's the dark slide, I think, is when you use a man's body to sever its limbs by limb and then shoot the torso in half is a dark
Rodney
slide.
Mullen would have done that, and then he'd been like, wow, I have to live with that for the rest of my life.
He did that during the X Games.
He would have done a kickflip,
yeah.
And then he would have been like down the park. I'll be like, bye, Rodney Mullen.
And he did that during the X Games.
But he didn't have a red skateboard, so it wasn't the same.
Mm-hmm. All right, so the girlfriend visits him at the hospital, and she's like, you promised to smooch me more, right? And he's like, yeah, what if I... All right, so he goes and visits his brother afterwards, and Lucerno's, his brother's grave, and Lucerno's there, and he's like, good job. And so he does a boneless on the tombstone, and then drops into the adjoining grave with a revert, and launches out of it with a 720 Madonna out onto the lawn. And that's the end of the movie.
Yeah. They're in the hospital, and Sandra watched this with me.
Okay.
She's like, whoa, he's in a wheelchair. I'm like, yeah, he just hit a guy going 60 on a skateboard and then hit the pavement. He broke every bone in his body.
Yeah, no, he's life.
There's some reality in this movie.
Yeah.
He's in a wheelchair for a while, and then he's going to be in a lot of braces for a while after that.
Then no, he's not. He's not at all. He's fine.
That's like another forward cut to like 2 months later, and then the police officer's like, hey, look at my bitchin' K5 Blazer, because I still couldn't understand a fucking thing he was saying.
Right.
So they're friends now?
They're buds.
He's like joined the Big Brother program. Where he's like, this kid is wayward. He's wearing his dead brother's shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I gotta help this little fucker, like, get past 18, get past his weirdness.
Which is, again, a perfect...
And I kind of I find myself responsible because I accused him of killing his brother.
Oopsie.
I think it's a perfect front, again, because they're, like, able to stage it like, okay, I'm big brothering you, you're a junior crime fighter, but you're obviously a better detective than me, you're Skate Batman, so he's just doing his job for him now.
While also trying to get it, because he's the big brother now, he's also trying to get at the girlfriend, because that's how they all are doing it.
It's a very Chip and Dale Rescue Ranger with Gidget.
I don't remember.
As the girlfriend.
Okay.
Where both Chip and Dale are trying to get with Gidget. Monterey Jack is only interested in cheese. Zipper is only interested in horse shit, and there you go.
Monterey Jack is interested in
neither one of them are wearing pants, and she's
right.
not interested in either of them because she's seen the goods.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're like, can I get...
It's just unfortunate.
Can I get one of those non-jerk-off hand jobs, please? She's like,
But in the movie reboot that Isaiah and I watched...
Oh, Lord. Rescue
she
Rangers,
marries
really?
Zipper.
Okay, all right.
She marries
Cool, fun stuff.
Zipper.
All right, wrap it up, boys.
The flea.
And girls. First question. I don't get it. What's the crime operation?
Guns.
What's this movie about? We brought guns in.
No, we're shipping guns out.
Wait, that's what we're doing?
Yeah, they're shipping guns to Vietnam to free them from communism.
That didn't work. They already tried that, and they lost.
And then Vietnam totally worked itself out on its own, and it's a great place to visit now.
Uzis aren't gonna help, guys. No, nobody's... What? That's seriously it? They're gonna try to free Vietnam by shipping them Uzis?
Yep.
Holy crap! So this is freaking Iran-Contra, but with nitwits?
Yep.
Wait, Iran-Contra with
that got
nitwits too.
foiled
Yeah.
by a skateboarder.
And not even that, a high school
God.
skateboarder, where you're like, really?
We should.
You're a dipshit extraordinaire, and now you have solved a major crime.
If we were terrible people, we should send Zelensky skateboards and be like, get it? Get it?
And then on the news, we'd see people like gleaming the cubes of Russian soldiers.
Freaking gnawing their tanks.
So that's my question. What really is gleaming the cube? I mean, I read the definition earlier, but is that what it really is?
No, obviously not, because that was written in post.
Okay, so apparently, at one point in 1983, in the December issue of Thrasher magazine, Gary Scott Davis...
It's a skateboarding magazine, honey.
It's a skateboarding magazine.
Okay. Skateboarding
Gary
magazine.
Scott Davis, who was like the first sponsored street skater, he's sort of what led to Rodney Mullen. Rodney Mullen turned it into a thing that was like, what the fuck? He would write his little zine on his own when he was touring in that, and he'd interview other skaters about stuff. And another sort of legendary skate figure of the early 80s, Neil Blender, he asked him in his weird sitting down, probably smoking pot interview, have you ever gleamed the inside of a cube? And he spelled it with 2 E's. But then it became a whole thing like about being in the zone, like seeing the walls of the Matrix kind of a thing when you're in the, like you're skating and you're doing everything right. You're seeing all the walls on the box, possibly, is what it means. But it's basically just a term that doesn't have a lot of meaning other than you're knocking it out of the park.
You're in the zone.
Really doing a good job with the skateboard.
You're in the zone.
You're gleaming the cube.
All right.
Wow, that is exactly the opposite of what I read earlier.
Yeah.
And, I mean, then I think of the movie The Cube. Wasn't that one with, like, Jennifer Lopez, where you had to escape the cube or you were going to die?
Nope.
No, Cube is a different movie.
Yeah.
That wasn't Jennifer Lopez?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, God damn it.
She was in the Super Bowl halftime show.
No, that was Janet
Close,
Jackson.
close,
and she got
but-
her boob out.
Yeah. There's
They
more
were
than
both
one.
in that.
There's more
They
than
were
one
both in
Super
that.
Bowl.
So was
Have you seen a
Madonna.
Super Bowl? Because there's more than one.
Yeah, Prince. That guy's he can.
Sam. Question. Boom, boom, boom.
So,
I said Sam.
oh, God damn it. All right, fine. Go, Sam.
No, go ahead.
Sweet. He's giving it to me. Fuck you, Justin. So, does he continue to date the Rams guy's daughter
He does.
now that he's got his answers, or is he like, I don't know you, and he goes back to being a skater
Yeah.
boy?
That was explicitly addressed in the dialogue when she said, my mom wants to stay here, but I don't know what I want to do. I think I might tell her that we should go back or something like that. And then he's like, no, you should stay here. And then one day we'll go back together. And they hold hands. And she's like, this is so sweet. Will you fucking grab my boob already?
And then the big brother comes in. Yeah.
And then they do the old in and out, and she's like, oh, disappointed. We are not doing this. We are never going back to the hometown. Screw you.
Sam! Catch 'em all!
I don't know even what to ask because it's
Pat
like...
Buchanan!
Wrong!
Okay. All right. I guess that's it then. Final recommendations. I'll start with me. Boy, this was almost a don't until the very end, and then it became a yard sale type do, made up for the entire beginning. It's a do. Jackie, go.
I'm going to say don't.
Wow. Okay.
Really?
It was, it had its moments, but overall, I kind of felt like, oh, well, I'd rather be doing anything, even watching the new Jurassic Park, than this movie.
That's taking things a little far. But okay. Sam. Wrong!
Yeah, it's a do. It takes so long to get to that 20 minutes that you're like... And Christian Slater is so hard to watch during that time. You're like, stop being there.
Yep.
Go away. Stop existing.
Yep.
But then once it happens, you're like, whoa, this is so stupid. He's a crime-fighting skate high school kid, and it has a mega action sequence at the end. It's so dumb.
It's very stupid. Okay. So that's Jackie.
Also, I forgot to
the
mention
only redeeming quality at the end is the Pizza Hut truck.
It's pretty big redeeming quality. Sweet. Okay, what else, Sam? For your
I forgot to mention its ulterior names were apparently, and I think that I had actually seen this before they made the name change because of the video game copyright infringement. It was called Skate or Die originally.
Oh, nice.
And then it was a Brothers Justice in some markets, and then in the Eastern market it was Challenge to Win Again. What?
So
There's
it was
no
never
winning.
called Not Without My Skateboard.
All right. No retreat, no surrender. 2. That's your show, guys. Thanks for listening. And Jackie's pick is next week, and we're doing The Legend of Billie Jean. So hopefully you can find that and get to the chopper.